The following program was produced by a PAC TV community producer and does not reflect the views or opinions of the PAC TV staff or the PAC TV Board of Directors. The content contained herein is the sole responsibility of the community producer.
Hi, this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. How y'all doing?
I just went to the nuclear forum on how to protect the nuclear power plant in Duxbury, Massachusetts. That was on Wednesday the 14th at 7:30 in Duxbury, Massachusetts at the middle school. We had nuclear physicists on, 25 years in the nuclear industry. We had Admiral Generals on, and I invited Selectman Ken Tavares with a written notice, and he didn't come to the forum.
Your politicians didn't come to the public forum of how to protect ourselves in case of a nuclear attack on the Pilgrim plant, the nuclear power plant. They didn't come to, I didn't see Larry Faber there, I didn't see Frank Paluccio there, I didn't see anybody from Entergy there. We had scientists and admirals. The admiral said that the no-fly zone, basically what he said was the no-fly zone is ridiculous. It's a political snafu in a sense that to make the people think that the politicians are doing something when in fact a 10-mile no-fly zone doesn't do a darn thing because it takes Otis Air Force jets, once they're alerted, 8 minutes or 10 minutes to get here. And by the time they're alerted that there's an aircraft in the 10-mile zone over Pilgrim, the plane has already hit the plant. An admiral who's been in the service, World War II, and has flown 130 sorties, 130 battle missions, said that you need on-site missiles to stop the incoming insurgents in the planes that are going to crash into the nuclear power plant. He says, the admiral says that you need on-site missiles to shoot at these planes because a no-fly zone is just a political gerrymandering, just a political trick to make you think that the politicians are doing something when in fact they are not. And this is you need to watch for that. That's a special. It's a 2-hour show on how we can protect ourselves from a terrorist attack of the nuclear power plant. And they talk about potassium iodide. And we have a doctor on there, Dr. Clapp, that does emphatically state that potassium iodide does protect people over 40. years old. So don't listen to any of the hogwash that you hear written in rag newspapers with invisible ink. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets, We the People. Let me just hold on for a minute. I was just told, so you'll be watching this on November 16th, Friday night. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets, We the People. And you'll be watching this on the 16th, Friday night, at 10 o'clock on Channel 13 in Plymouth and Kingston, Massachusetts. We the people, we the government, we the people, we the democracy. They the government, they the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy of the democracy. I was just talking to a teacher in Hingham, and he told me a story how a student, his mother died of AIDS. And the mother, before she died, blamed the teenager. He said it was all your fault. And the mother died, and the child was having a hard time adjusting to school life. And he was in the general population of the school. And then they called up the Hingham School Department, or somewhere. No, it wasn't Hingham, it was somewhere else. And they said, we need to put him in a special school because we can't handle him. And they suggested that they keep the kid in school for 10 months and try to handle him, to try to help him. That kid needed a psychiatrist because he was all upset because his mother, who was dying of AIDS and did die, said it was all your fault that she died and got AIDS. That kid needed psychiatric help, and the school system is teaching him the ABCs and the math and the geography. Get a life! Is this fucking thing on? Kids have the power. Kids have the rights. Get the scallywag teachers out of there. Give the children back the night. Give them back their sight, their insight. All right, I'm going to do a show. It's called the ABC. It's called the A through. It's the alphabet show. Yeah, it's as simple as ABC. Everything is. I'm going to start with A, and I'm going to pick a word. This is just on the cuff now, because I get excited when I hear, like I went to the nuclear discussion of how to stop terrorism at the nuclear power plant. And when I heard that information about the no-fly zone by an admiral who had 130 war flights during World War II, 130, do I need to count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 130 years. He has over 50 medals of valor and courage. And he spoke at the forum in Duxbury on terrorism and the security at the nuclear power plant on Wednesday, the 14th of 2001, in which I invited Ken Tavares, selectman, and he didn't show up. None of the selectmen showed up. Nobody from Entergy showed up. No security showed up from Entergy. The representatives, Macedo, O'Brien, Senator Muffy, they didn't show up. They all knew about it. They didn't show up. And we had nuclear physicists, scientists discussing what can be done, and an admiral in particular was saying that the no-fly zone is a lot of crap, because by the time that they're alerted that a plane is going to go into the nuclear power plant, it's too late for the jets at Otis to come over here. And the admiral suggested that we needed on-site missiles so that you can press a button and shoot that plane down if it's over the power plant. And it only makes sense, right, people? Is this on? Where was Ken Tavares on that one? Where was Malaguti on that one? Were they doinking each other? Hey, they may be screwing themselves, right? each other in bed, but they're screwing us, the public. They're screwing us real bad by not going to this forum and not making a stink and not making a point of getting on-site missiles at this nuclear power plant in Massachusetts to protect us from a terrorist attack, which is very viable and possible. Do you have to wait until it happens before you decide it to happen? And one of the scientists that was there, nuclear physicist, scientist, studied at Oxford, Harvard, had all sorts of degrees and knows every iota of nuclear science, says that the nuclear fuel rods that are stored at the Plymouth power plant, which are in excess of 3,000, has 30 times the amount of radioactive material than Chernobyl. We need on-site missiles. But instead they say, let's have a no-fly zone. That's a good idea. We don't want any of you bad terrorists flying over the nuclear power plant. That would be very, very, very bad. Don't you do that, because we have a no-fly zone. So, oh, there's a plane. Oh, let's call Otis. Hello, Otis? Yeah, it's a plane. It's a plane, the plane, the plane. By that time, it's going to hit the power plant and blow us all the fucking kingdom come. You need on-site missiles to shoot down the insurgents when they fly into the no-fly zone. America, and Plymouth especially, in Plymouth's hometown, America's hometown, you gotta get serious about getting these missiles here, these on-site missiles, because if you don't, we are at great risk of losing this great town, Plymouth, Massachusetts. And then you can forget about taxes, and you can forget about the parking garage, and you can forget about Thanksgiving parades forever, and you can forget about tourism, and you'd have if anything ever happened to that plant, mass population would have to move 1,000 miles away. That is what one of the nuclear physicists, scientists said at the Terrorist Security Forum in Duxbury, Massachusetts on Wednesday night at 7:30, 2001, November 14th, which the selectmen were invited. They didn't show. An energy plant, it was open to the public. Edison, Larry Faber says, well, Edison wasn't invited. Well, it's open to the public, Larry Faber. Hello, Faber, don't do us any favors. Don't run for mayor. We don't want you to run for mayor. We want you to run from mayor. Elect Lord Mayor, the Lord Mayor. He'll get those missiles on site. He'll get a parking garage built without paying someone $100,000 of taxpayers' money to see if it's feasible. Of course it's feasible. You happy now? All right, go get yourself a sandwich. Go make yourself a bologna and cheese sandwich, huh? Go get one. Barbara Gray. Barbara, where are you? Where's my sandwich, Barbara? That was a good barbecue we had. Barbara Gray, a fan of mine, right here in Plymouth, Massachusetts, called me up and said, Mark, come on down to my party. We're having a 50s party. So I went there, and it was great. We had she had all sorts of good food there. She's Italian, yeah. So she had all that stuff, all that bad food for you, right, Barbara? Boy, did I eat up a storm. And that was delicious. I felt so much at home there that I wanted to move in, Barbara. Yeah, can I move in? Yeah, upstairs bedroom. Yeah. What do you got? Yeah. Well, this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. And we do need potassium iodide. And all these children over here. You see all those children? They're not gonna have a chance if the nuclear power plant blows without potassium iodide. And there were doctors and physicists, and there are 10,000 concerned scientists all over the world that say potassium iodide does protect the thyroid gland from radiation accident. And there's a bill in the House now where one of the representatives from Barnstable County is trying to set forth that in motion so that everybody in Massachusetts, if in Barnstable County and on the Cape Upwind Committee, can have potassium iodide. It costs pennies a day to protect you from getting cancer in case there's a nuclear accident. And all the scientists agree, 50 countries have it. Some of the poorest countries in the world have it. Czechoslovakia has it. Czechoslovakia has potassium iodide, one of the poorest countries in the world. They have that pill for every citizen to protect them from a nuclear power radiation accident, but in Plymouth, Massachusetts, we don't have it. And we had concerned scientists that represent 10,000 doctors and scientists in America that say that we need it. And then you have politicians that make public health and public safety their priority. That's like, if you're going to put a politician to make decisions about public health and about public safety, then you might as well elect Elton John as the defense minister. Rocket Man! And we know we need the potassium iodide pills. It's a known fact, but Senator Muffy, Representative DeCito, and oh, for crying out loud, O'Brien says, well, we don't want to stockpile it because when there's an accident, people will run into the bad area where it is to get it, and they're putting themselves more in danger. Is that asinine? Are they from Assanippi? But you got to watch for that show. It's a nuclear, how to deal with terrorism on the nuclear power plant. And like I said, we invited all those people to attend. And thank God, I got to hand it to Larry Favor though. Larry, you said you're listening to it on WATD. You said you're listening to Ed Perry. You know Ed Perry, yeah, he runs at WAT. Nice man. Hi, Ed. Ed Perry. Anybody that's out there that sees Ed Perry, tell him I said hello. We need to do a talk show on his show on WATD. And I got to hand it to Larry Favor. Although he didn't show up at the forum to give his opinion about nuclear policy and stuff, since he was so concerned about having the other point of view represented there, he didn't show up. But at least he listened to WATD live broadcast. And I got to hand it to him. I got to hand it to you, Larry, for listening to that. But you got to remember, you weren't there at the forum. You should have been there so that you can have your opinions heard. Instead, you listen to WATD. What? WATD? What? 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 What the hell is that? Why didn't you show? Why didn't you get your people from the nuclear power plant to show? Why? Because they know they're wrong. They know they're lying. Are they lying? I don't know. You be the judge, America. Watch the show. You make up your own mind. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. And we're here in beautiful downtown Plymouth. We're over here where all the boats are. Yeah, you can go out in a boat. Yeah. What happens when a nuclear power plant, the plane hits it and they're out in a boat? What do they do then? What they want you to do, if there is a nuclear accident, what they want you to do, these experts say, put as much clothes as you can on, cover every bit of part of your body with clothes, get your car up to 20 miles an hour if possible, when there are 50,000 cars trying to get out of the city in a panic with accidents and stuff. And keep your car at 20 miles per hour because that creates a foil, a wind foil, and it pushes the radiation cloud away from you. And as soon as you get to your destination of where it's safe, take all your clothes off, take a shower, and discard those clothes. Take potassium iodide, and you should be all right, and you should be able to survive a nuclear radiation accident if you take all those precautions. I will repeat them again later in the show, so get a pencil ready now. Get a salami sandwich. Get a bologna sandwich. Get a pepperoni pizza. Order it up. Have them deliver it. Tell them to sit down, watch the show. And this is City Lights, City Streets, we the people. The democracy is the hypocrisy. We the people are the democracy. The government is the hypocrisy. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. I'm doing this show on Friday, the 16th of November, 2001, for you people out there. And like I said, I'm coming at you, and I'm strong, and I'm for kids' rights, and I'm for mental health rights, and I'm for elderly rights, and I'm for all rights. It's only right. I promised this was going to be the alphabet show where I take a letter. All right, I'll take a letter now. A. I'm going to go A, and then I'm going to go B and C. So any words, I'm going to try to use as many words as I can with the letter A. And then I'm going to go to B, and I'm going to use as many words with B and then C. And I'll give you an example. A. Animals. Americans are animals. They go with instinct rather than their ability, another A word, their ability to think. They abhor, that's another A word, they abhor thinking. So you got the A words, right? Well, we know Selectman Tavares and all those people, if you want an A word for them, they're assholes, right? Because they weren't at the nuclear power forum to protect the nuclear plant from terrorist attacks, and they were well informed and they didn't go. So now we're still with A. So America, animals, abhorrent, aberrant behavior, which is really not normal behavior. Aberrant behavior is not normal behavior. Americans are apathetic, which means they don't care. They're apathetic. That's another good A word. So we're going to go with the A word, and then we're going to go to the B word. Once I stop, this is all off the cuff. That's a C word. And I'm not fooling. That's an F word. You got your F meter going? America. Absolutely. Analyze Americans. Analyze the alumnus of Vietnam vets, the alumnus of the Iraqi war. Analyze all the atrocities, the A-bombs, the anarchistic anachronisms concerning American politics, and make analogies to better America. And, that's an A word, we're still on A, remember A, B, C, remember, you know where A is. Yeah, it's the beginning of the alphabet, yeah. Oh, alphabet, that's an A word. Absolutely America. We need to bring America back to America and out of the hands of the political anarchists, where we the people, they the government. It's the hypocrisy of the democracy. We're the democracy, they the government of the hypocrisy. I want you kids out there to analyze, make analogies, assume nothing, answer the hard questions. Forget about antidotes, anteaters, anthills, and anti-people statements. Bring back America to America. Okay, B word. Believe me when I tell you that it's a bureaucracy. It's the hypocrisy of the democracy. We the people are the democracy. They the government are the hypocrisy. When did the government ever help you? They're not helping at the nuclear power plant to get on-site missiles, because that's the only way you're going to protect yourself from an itinerant plane. That's the only way you're going to protect yourself from a madman from Bulgaria. That's a B word. Don't be befooled. Don't be befuddled. All B words. Don't be bureaucratic. Begin the begin. I always like that Jeopardy, you know, like begin the begin, you know, Jeopardy questions, you know, like the Jeopardy questions, you know, like things that begin with S, things that begin with B, rivers of the world, you know, and politicians and great painters, and like it's funny, you know. Well, how about logic? Why isn't that up there? Oh yeah, well now we're gonna go to logic, you know. What's that? Everyone's saying. Now we're gonna go to rationale. What's that? Believe you me, now we go to C. C, civilization. Cancer. Copulation. Coagulation. Contraptions. Contraceptives. Calligraphy. Capital punishment. Capital punishment. Ah, capital punishment. You know, when you commit a murder, see, the state says, well, we're going to kill you because you committed a murder. Then that's wrong. You shouldn't kill that person. You shouldn't have done that. No, 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 no. Now we want to kill you. So capital punishment, you see, deemed DeCito is for capital punishment, for crying out loud. O'Brien is for capital punishment, and Senator Murphy's for capital punishment too. Now we all know that capital punishment has caused 68 innocent deaths in America, proven fact, and every month a new murderer is let out of jail because of DNA evidence. What these politicians don't understand is the reason why we're against capital punishment is because innocent people are at risk. Innocent people die. You know, anyway, it's more of a punishment to have those scallywag murderers die in jail than to electrocute them or hang them or shoot them or give them lethal injection. You know? But the religious people, on the other hand, the Pope and all those people, oh, don't commit capital punishment because you know, because the religious people believe that when you die, you see God. See? Yeah, you see God. Yeah, when you die, you see God. So the religious people want people that commit murder not to have capital punishment because they would instantly see God, see? They would instantly see God, so it's a free ticket. You want to see God? Kill somebody, you'll see God. But the religious people say, no, no, we don't want capital punishment because they instantly see God. We want the mothers to suffer first. Then they can see God. Let them go through a little pain. So on the other hand, the religious people, you think they're doing good, but in a sense, they're really worse than if they just put a gun to the stupid shit's head and shoot them, you know. Then it's over with. But the religious people, no, they want you to suffer first before seeing God. That's odd. What letter are you on? We're on C. Communication. That's a C word, communication. Well, there's so little of communication today that we are a cacophony of crocodiles that try to figure out civilization without understanding the mechanization, proliferation, and the determination to understand each other. So instead, we believe in catastrophic bombs and war. What's a good C word to you? Oh, I know what it is. Clinton. That's a C word. Clinton, yeah. Yeah, Clinton's a C word, yeah. Let's see, another C word would be cat. That's a C word, yeah. And, well, you know, Clinton was, when he was elected president, right, everyone said, oh, yeah, he was good, and everyone started to hate him, right? Then everyone started to like him. And you know, so I hate everybody. You know, especially politicians. They all stink. They're not for the people's work. The people are for the people's work. Remember I said that? We the people, we the democracy, they the government, they the hypocrisy of the democracy. We the people are the democracy, they the government, they are the hypocrisy. And when Clinton was elected president, everyone was saying, oh yeah, he was good, and then everyone hated him and stuff. And thank God, after the, you know, the blowjobs and stuff from Monica Lewinsky, that's a B word, by the way. And we're on C words. You remember C words, okay? So turn it off now because I'm gonna say something outrageous, okay? You ready? Midnight wannabes? Secret agent man, secret lives the life of danger. So Clinton, thank God Clinton couldn't run for another term, you know, but Hillary Clinton almost did, which is the C word, Clinton. She almost did too, you know. Well, thank God, you know, we finally get an asshole out of the White House, and if Hillary Clinton ever got elected, God, that's all we would need is a cunt in the White House. Don't cajole. Don't cajole now. Cajole, yeah, laugh. Don't cajole now. Don't get on my case. Call Webster's dictionary to get that C word out of the dictionary. That shouldn't be in there anyway. Because every kid, you know, see, they're looking up, you know, that the teacher says, see, so you want to get that C word that I just said out of the dictionary, and I'll tell you why. You see, the teachers all say, well, you know, if you don't know a word, look it up. You know, so the kids go, you know, they go fastidiously. That's an F word, but that's going to come later. Yeah, F word. Fastidiously, that means like hurry up, you know, like really like precise and sure, and fastidiously, yeah, that's an F word, but that's gonna come later. We're on C words, okay? So get with the program. So the kids, they go to the dictionary and the teacher says, well, look up country, you know, and the kid says, oh, okay, I thought it was a nation, but they look up country, you know, and then they come to cunt and they read that, you know. What kind of education is that? Get that word out of the dictionary, for crying out loud. So let's see now, this is the alphabet show, so we already went A, we already went B, we already went C. Oh my, yay. Ah, so what, they're just words, get over it. Now we're on D. You must be diligent in the democracy. You must be dutiful deeders in order to get things done. Or else doom. Just like you need nuclear power plants with on-site missiles, or else you're going to get destruction, doom, devastation. Do you want that? That's a D word, do. I know I wouldn't be too delighted about that. The democracy is the hypocrisy. We the people are the democracy. They, the government, are the hypocrisy. When did a government political person ever do anything good for you? Well, they put the 10-mile no-fly zone around the nuclear power plant, Mark. It's going to protect us from these terrorists that are going to fly a plane into the nuclear power plant. But an admiral who during World War II flown 130 sorties, war missions, said that you need on-site missiles because by the time a plane hits the 10-mile exclusion zone, it's too late to call up Otis Air Force Base because that plane's going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. Larry Fabi, did you hear that? Hey, Frank Bellucci. Hey, how about some coffee? Yeah, have some coffee. That's a C word. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. We're going D words now. Decoupage. D word. Details. D word. Democracy. D word. Dresden. D word. Do you want Plymouth to look like Dresden? get on-site missiles at the nuclear power plant. It's okay that, oh, Daschle, that's a D word, Daschle. Yeah, Senator Daschle's office got anthrax. I know that's an A word, but I threw it in there anyway. But he got anthrax, Daschle, D word, and since we have a democracy, and since we don't want Plymouth to look like Dresden, we need missiles, on-site missiles, and then you got Daschle who has anthrax, and they're doing the democratic thing by they're putting them millions of dollars into their defense systems in Congress, but where's the defense system at the nuclear power plant in Plymouth, Massachusetts? Huh? I could be. He could give me his name, and all he has to do is go down to the public access TV, and anybody that wants my show to be on in their town, all you have to do is call me up. I'm in the phone book. I'm in information. I got a website too, Marcus Loris, GeoCities Marcus Loris, and say, Mark, I want you to be on in Middleborough. All you have to do is go down to your public access station, get a piece of paper that says, yes, I want to be a sponsor. That's all you do is sign your name, and my fucking tape is there. Have him come on, bring him over. We had a fan over here at the Weather Vane restaurant, a wonderful restaurant. They cook whole whales to your perfection. They actually just take these giant squid and stuff it right up the whale's ass. Then fry the fuck out of it, and then, whoa, is it good. You got your fuck meter going? If you care more about that F word than you care about your own life, you care more about a piece of fabric, an American flag, you care more about that American flag than you care about your children, because there's no seatbelts on school buses. And the only way to get seatbelts on school buses is you call up the health department, Richard O'Keefe, and say, we want seatbelts on school buses, and you need to do that, because an American flag ain't going to protect your kids on a school bus without seatbelts. An American flag isn't going to protect you from smashing into the nuclear power plant. On-site missiles are, according to the Admiral General at our forum at Duxbury, Massachusetts, that the selectmen, you want to come on? Come on. All right, well, we already told you how to get my show in there. All you do is go down, if you want my show in your town, you just go to public access. If you're a Adelphia or whoever provide you with cable television in your community, you call them up and ask them where the public access station is, get their phone number, say you want to sponsor a public access show that comes from Plymouth, Massachusetts. You go down there and sign a piece of paper that says, yes, I want to sponsor Mark S. Lord, City Lights, City Streets. You sign the paper, done deal, I send the tape, and then I'm there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do it. All right. I used to work there. First year it opened. Tell them to hire me again. Send the manager out. You need to hire me back. I'll be in after the show. Just got a job over here at the Weather Vane. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. So we were on D, right? Oh, Decito, that's a D word. Vinny, come on, Vinny. You know, you got the hair, you're a politician, you need to get off your ass and get on-site missiles at the nuclear power plant, according to an Admiral General who served in World War II that was at our nuclear safety forum that you were invited to that you didn't show at Duxbury, Massachusetts on November 14th at 7:30 p.m. at middle school in Duxbury, and you weren't there. Nobody from Entergy plant was there. And they all cried in the paper, oh, we weren't invited. It's open to the public. Hello? So we went to the D word. This is the alphabet show, see? So we already went from A, B, C, D. Now we're on, what, E? Okay. Economically speaking, the United States is in an economic turmoil. And what does Bush ask you to do? Go out and spend money. That makes a lot of sense. So we're in an economic depression. So they spend $1 billion a month fighting down these scallywags who created this terrorism, bombing peasants in caves, $1 billion a month, when they could have spent the $1 billion a month on the war on drugs. They could have spent the $1 billion helping the 12 million children living in poverty, according to the 2001 U.S. Census Bureau. And Bill Clinton, former Vice President Bill Clinton. You know, you don't say, when you address Bill Clinton now, you can call him president. You don't have to say former president. He's always the president. Once you're former, you're always the president. They say President Bill Clinton. Well, anyway, President Bill Clinton and Bob Dole was on a commercial, and they said, send money to help send the peoples who died, their families who died in the World Trade Centers, send money so that they can go to college. Well, what about the 12 million children that are living in poverty, that have no clothes and no food and no shelter and no heat? What about them? So you got people that are bankers and stockbrokers that died in the World Trade Centers, people that make $100,000 a year, and you're asking us to send them money so that they can put their kids through college when there are 12 million kids in America living in poverty, according to the U.S. Census Bureau 2001? All right, we're on the E word, which is economy, ecology, environment. The environment. George Bush didn't sign the Clean Air Act Treaty. 170 countries did. The United States pollutes the earth 25% of the world's population of bad air in this country. The United States produces 25% of the bad air in the world, and they didn't sign the World Clean Air Treaty, but 170 countries did. 40 countries. In the UN, there's 180 nations in the United Nations, 180 nations in the United Nations. And only 40 countries agreed with us going over to Afghanistan and bombing them. 40 countries. The other 140 said, no. Diplomatic, communication, words, etc. And if the United States government didn't believe that words made a difference, then they wouldn't have dropped thousands and thousands of propaganda pamphlets to the Afghan people stating that we were for them. If they didn't believe words didn't work, then they wouldn't have done that. Egomaniacs. That's what politicians are, egomaniacs. Ecclesiastes. There's a time for war, there's a time for peace, there's a time for love, there's a time for hate. Don't believe that garbage. Okay? That's an ancient religious blueprint that was written 2,000 years ago. We must go beyond archaic religious documents and religious dogma to bring the new message, which is peace, love, understanding, and communication, and tolerance. We're on E-words, huh? Entergy. Yeah, entergy. Entergy. That's an E word. Nuclear power plants are evil. That's an E word. And why are they evil? Because there's 104 nuclear power plants that are built in America. And they produce 15%, only 15% of the United States energy. But yet they produce radioactive waste that can remain volatile and hazardous to your health from 2,000 years to 20,000 years. Entergy evil. Eventually, eagerly, I will. Oh, channel Elvis. That's an E word, Elvis. I'm channeling Elvis right now. Wait a minute. Elvis, are you there? Elvis, are you there? Yes, I am, Mark. What do you want to know? Wait a minute. Let me finish the pizza, man. Elvis, are you there? I told you I was there, man. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah. What do you want to tell me, Mark? Come on, I'm busy in eternity. Eternity, that's another E word. Once you see, this is what I say to kids. You don't want to hurry your death. Because if you're lucky, you're going to live to be 100 years old, if that. And when you die, eternity's forever. So any of you suicidal kids out there, forget about it. Because eternity's forever. Hang in there. And eventually, you can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get equitable, equal, enormous rewards if you grow and mate elephants. Yeah, elephants, yeah. Elephants. That's an E word. Oh, this is the E word, remember? Hey, eat me. You don't want to say that to a cannibal, though. Eat me, you know? I had John over for dinner the other night. How was he? He was good. He was a little tough, but we put him in a nice butter sauce, you know? All right, now we're on the F word. Oh, dear. F word. Get your F meters out. Let me another cigar. This is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets, and we're on the F word now, so get your F meter out. You ready? First, we gotta start with the F word that's most prevalent in other people's minds right now. Yeah, freedom. Freedom of speech. The F word, freedom. So we went through A, we went through B, that lady laughing over here. We went through the C words, well that was a good one, the C word, you gotta admit that, right? We're going through the D words, we went through the E words, which was wonderful, I thought anyway. I put in a lot of effort, that's an E word. And now, A, B, C, E, now we're in the F words, right? So get your F meter out. The most F word that is really spoken today, there's an F word that is really rarely, not really, but rarely spoken today, and that's freedom. Freedom to say what you want, freedom of religion, freedom from want. And this is Mark. And this is City Lights, City Streets, we the people, they the government, the hypocrisy of the democracy. We are the democracy, they are the hypocrisy. So let's see what the F words would be. Freedom, fructose, fruitopia, fantasy, phantasmagorical, no that's a P word. Fantasy, and we're all living in a fantasy world thinking that the fly zone, that's an F word, we're all in a fantasy thinking that the fly zone of 10 miles radius or diameter is going to work, because it ain't. Food. That's an F word, food. I love food. You like food? Barbara Gray. Calling all Barbara Grays. All Barbara Grays in the area. Bring a bologna sandwich to Mark. We'll eat anything right now. We'll eat anything. We'll even eat a flying fish. That's an F word. We're on the F words now. Fools. We all have to be fools to listen to politicians. That's an F word. Absolutely fools. What kind of fool am I? Why, is it more than one kind? Frankie, how you doing, Frankie? Hey, Frankie, how you doing, man? I was at Frankie the other day and he was fishing. That's an F word. And he was fooling around. That's an F word. And the sun was frying him. That's an F word. And he said he had nothing to eat, no food, F word. And I said, well, try catching yourself a flying fish, you fuck. Those are all F words. Okay, now we're on G words. Let me just check and see how my battery's doing. G word, G word, G word, G word, G word, G word, Squidward, G word, G word. Well, the G word battery is great. That's a G word. We already did the F words, right? Did you get your F meter out on that one?
You can't do that here.
Why?
Your town ordinance, we haven't even moved.
Really? You want to come on?
No, thank you.
Cool. You're on. No, you're not on now. But if you're a public employee, I can videotape you.
No, thank you.
That's funny. That's the R word. This is on Friday Night Watch.
Is it? Yeah.
Watch Friday night, 10 o'clock. So now let me see. Now we're on the G word, right? This is the alphabet show. Yeah, this is for the Sesame Street kids, right? So now we're on the G word, which is I just checked my battery and it's great. That's a G word. Gratitude. That's a G word. Gregarious. Yeah, that's what I am. That's a G word. God. Now that's the ultimate fucking G word, don't you think? Yeah, God. Someone said to me, don't say anything about God. You say, oh shit, you piss a lot of people off. Well, I think God has a sense of humor. Yeah. He's got a good sense of humor. And let's see, the other G word would be grapes. Sour grapes. It's like the politicians. No fly zone for 10 miles around the nuclear power plant. And we have professional military admirals that spoke at our forum on February 14th, on November 14th, 2001, that said that you need on-site missiles to shoot down any planes that fly in the no-fly zone, because a 10-mile radius or diameter fly zone doesn't mean a thing, because the time the Otis gets over there, the plane has already hit the nuclear power plant. And for you people to believe that these politicians are doing good by you by putting the no-fly zone there, then you are certainly greatly, and grievously misunderstood. Mistaken. Grunwald. Germany. Germany has outlawed nuclear power plants. Germany has outlawed nuclear power plants. Those are those wonderful people that brought you Auschwitz. Yeah, they outlawed nuclear power plants. See? They know what they're doing in reality. That's an R word. R word. We'll have to get back to that later. The reason why I'm doing this is because when I'm gone, gongs, the last place of rest is the best. And when I'm gone, I want you young people like Robert Mendez to take over my reins and to stick up for your rights, man, Robert Mendez. And we're gonna put that billboard on Route 3 because they said I could put a billboard on Route 3. Now, if anybody wants to help me, they can write at P.O. Box 1503, man. I'm at Massachusetts, 02345, or contact me at PAC TV, 130 Court Street, and we can put a billboard on Route 3 because I know the owner, and he says, yes, we want a billboard, but I need people to help me. Okay, thank you. But that's a B word. That would be great, though, to have a billboard, don't you think? A city lights, city streets. Watch it, we the people, on Route 3. And that's a G word. Another G word is grandiose behavior. Yeah, grandiose behavior, which I think that's what politicians have. Yeah, I think they're mad. Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah. They don't do the people's work. No, a 10-mile exclusion zone around the nuclear power plant doesn't cut the mustard because the time the jets get there, the plane has already hit the building, you idiots. You need on-site missiles. Psst. Hey, is this fucking thing on? Sorry, that was an F word. So we're up to about 12 F words already. Well, the bad F words anyway. Or the good ones, however how you look at it. So we're up to the G words. We went to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G. I'm getting tired. Now we go to H. I am very tired, and it's H now. We're on the H word, right? We already did the F word. I know you like that word. The H word would be history. History. History repeats itself unless we learn from our mistakes. And obviously we haven't learned from our mistakes, and history is going to repeat itself. We have to stop and look at history and learn from it. We cannot continue to give history a hysterectomy. Histrionics. High society. Hooligans. A lot of people like to believe that kids in school are hooligans, so they separate them and say, oh, he's a hooligan, get him out of here. They're not hooligans. It's the teachers that misunderstand the kids. It's the teachers that have a lack of psychological and mental and skills to deal with new, intellectual, highly intelligent, new students of the modern age. It's the teacher's fault, not the children. If you're a teacher and you can't handle a student, then you shouldn't be a teacher, because you cannot teach. You screech. You say, get these people out on the street. Now, whether they have shoes on their feet or not, beat it out on the street. Because the teachers do not have the skills to teach these children of the street. We're on the H word, humanity. You have to have the humanity. You have to have a huge, humble heart to teach these children on the street. So we're on the H word. So now let's go H-I word. I. Oh, I. Everybody says, I this, I that. Teachers, I this, I that. No, I this, I that ain't it. It doesn't cut the mustard. It's they, the children, are more important than you or I.
Oh, Chief Massasoit, bronze god, give me the strength to go on. This is the Lord. I can afford to tell you the truth. I'm not Lenny Bruce or Bruce Allen. I will not fail. I am the eagle's talons. Shit, I came in the wrong spot. There's all these kids around, I came in the wrong spot. This is Mark and this is City Lights, City Streets. Yeah. And we're on top of Coles Hill. And we just got invaded by 1,000 students. Caring individuals. These children have rights. What is obscene is that they don't have rights. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. We the people, and that includes children. And you know what's really obscene? I'm going to show you what's obscene. My words aren't obscene. What's obscene? You want to see obscene? This building, right here, see that dilapidated building? See the broken windows? Boarded up front. See the broken building over there? That building would never be allowed to exist if that was Governor Bradford bronze statue standing there. But instead, we have Chief Massasoit statue, and you have a condemned, dilapidated building right there that would never have been allowed if Governor Bradford was standing on that Stonehenge. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. The kids are here. We can't wait any longer. We got to go to another location, which is right nearby. And here we are, and this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. And I got some news for you. Yeah, some news. Some good news, yes. Good news travels fast. Shorty ran through the door of a local water hole. He said he knocked down the door because he did it years ago. He says, good news travels fast. Trying to get the kids out of there. We finally got the kids out of there. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. And we're on top of historic Coles Hill where it all began. And you can all meet me down here on the 22nd of November in Thanksgiving when we have the day of mourning. I'll be here. You come on down, show your support, right? Barbara Gray, bring me a sandwich that day, will you, Barbara? And please, not a turkey sandwich. I'll have enough of turkey sandwiches. People say, oh, Mark, you swear. Well, I apologize. I know a lot of that swearing upsets you people. I know those words are very harmful to you. I know that you think that your dignity and your self-respect is gone. Well, let me tell you about dignity and self-respect. What if I told you that there's a video camera videotaping students in a public restroom at a school in Plymouth, Massachusetts? Would you believe it? What if I told you that there was a video camera in the bathrooms at a public school in Plymouth, Massachusetts? Would you believe it? Well, believe it. It's true. And you know something? Superintendent Hershey knows about it, too. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. And if that isn't obscene, I don't know what is.
there is a video camera in the public restroom at an elementary school, at a mid-school, somewhere in Plymouth, and Superintendent Hershey knows about it. And it's true. That's the thing that's obscene. Did you know it's illegal? Are you listening, Superintendent Hershey of Schools of Plymouth, Massachusetts? Did you know it's illegal to have a video camera in a bathroom at a public school? And there's a public school in the Plymouth district that has video cameras in the students' bathrooms. And that's illegal. You want obscenity? You want obscene? What about that? All the kids, they all come into class and they're told to shut up and get in the back of the line. Well, let me tell you something about kids' rights. Why don't you try letting them speak a little? Why don't you try letting them exercise their brain? That's the thing in their cranium, if you forgot. That's the thing you're trying to make an indelible imprint on, if you forgot. That's the thing that you're trying to educate, that gray matter in the skull. You gotta let the children talk. Enough of this stuff. Children's rights are being trampled upon because in Plymouth, Massachusetts, there's a video camera in the restroom of a public school. I got a great idea. Why don't we put a video camera in Superintendent Hershey's bathroom? Let's do that. Yeah. How many times do I have to say that? They say, Mark, you repeat yourself, you repeat yourself. But let me tell you, I'm going to say it one more time. And all you parents out there, and all you teachers out there, and all you students especially, you got to take note that there's a video camera in the public bathrooms at a school in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And that's illegal, and it's going on right now. Today is November 16th, 2001. Superintendent Hershey knows about the video cameras in the bathrooms, and it's illegal. And kids have rights. None of this stuff line up, and if a kid wants to talk, they say, shut up and go to the end of the line. I don't think so. Let the kids talk. How else are they going to learn to formulate and to communicate? There's too much teaching going on and less listening from the students. The education of the students, your brain is the most powerfulest thing in the world. Albert Einstein said that he formulated his theory of relativity by pure thought. All the libraries and all the books and all the teachers in the world won't teach you. If you use your brain, just think things out, you will discover things, just as Sir Isaac Newton thought about calculus until he came to the answer. If you think long and hard enough, you'll come to the answer. If you think long and hard enough about this educational systems, you'll finally find out that it's a cancer. And we got water here. See the water? Oh, he just turned it off. Got a public worker over there. See that? Testing the water. It's testing the water. I went to Richard O'Keefe and I said there's a milky white substance coming out of the South Elementary School faucets and in the toilets. He said it should be tested every year for volatile chemicals. The Environmental Protection Agency said no, it doesn't. But we had to test it. They didn't want to pay for it. I made them pay for it. And if they didn't pay for it, I'd pay for it. You got to protect the water of the children just as you got to protect the rights of children. Just as you parents and you teachers out there, you need to call Superintendent Hershey in Plymouth Public Schools and tell him you want those video cameras out of those public bathrooms in that school in Plymouth, Massachusetts, because video cameras should not be in public bathrooms at public schools, and it's illegal, and get them out now. Or we will file a lawsuit. I personally will go down and file a lawsuit. That's inhumane. A private place where you go to the bathroom and you got video cameras in there, not only is it illegal, it's inhumane and indecent and animalistic and stupid and idiotic and any other fucking words you can think of. Put that in your fucking wagnalls. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets, and this is Public Access TV. And if you don't like it, turn the fucking thing off. You want obscene? You want fucking obscene? Well, you got it with the public restrooms where have video cameras in the bathrooms in a public school. Doesn't that make you mad, Miss Almeida? How would all you teachers like to have a camera in your bathroom? Fucking assholes. Hi, Barbara Gray. Barbara, you know, I'm going to come with a camera, okay? And we're going to put it in your bathroom. Would you like that, Barbara Gray? Of course not. Like I was saying. Like I was saying, kids have no rights. Parents don't care, superintendent schools don't care, selectmen don't care, politicians don't care, local, state, and federal governments don't care. Kids, you gotta care. Speak up for your rights. Wear t-shirts with skulls and crossbones on them, and if the teachers and the parents and anybody else that doesn't like them, you tell them to shove it, because that's your First Amendment right. Freedom to do, the freedom to dress the way you want, freedom of speech, freedom of self-expression. Is this fucking thing on? And this is Mark, and this is, you know what this is. This is a concerned person trying to give you the truth. If you don't want the truth, turn it off now. The truth hurts, I know. And no, God, we won't glow. That nuclear power plant is gonna be shut down. We'll have to shut that thing down, because if the people that run it don't go to public forums to tell them how to protect a nuclear power plant from terrorist attacks, if they're invited and they don't come to the public forum, then they need to be shut down, because they're not capable of understanding the importance and the propensity of a certain disaster that might take place. If the people that run the nuclear power plant and the owners that run the nuclear power plants don't care to go to a forum where they spend thousands of dollars to get these professional speeches, these professional speakers of physicists and doctors telling you how bad it is that we need to protect it, and admiral generals who have flown 130 sorties in World War II telling you how to protect the nuclear power plant with on-site missiles, and you don't even care to attend the public forum of the Terrorists and Nuclear Power Plant Security Forum in Duxbury, Massachusetts, that was held on November 14th, 2001, Wednesday night at 7:30 at the middle school in Duxbury, Massachusetts, where Mary Lampert, hero, a little woman, has to tell all you big nuclear power plant people, engineers, how to protect your own goddamn fucking plant, and you don't show up? Oh, the nuclear power people say, Larry Faber told me, he says, well, we weren't invited. What do you mean you weren't invited? It's open to the public, you idiot. People have got to understand, if you want answers to something, you got to look at both sides. Well, why weren't they there? The nuclear power industry, why weren't they represented there? Because they chose not to attend. They said, well, we weren't asked to speak, so we won't attend. But it's a public forum, anyone can speak. Hello, is this on? Do you get radiation of the brain? Maybe we should put video cameras in your bathrooms, like they do in the Plymouth public school system at a particular school. That's right. They got a video camera in the public bathroom at a public school in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and Superintendent Hershey knows about it. And it's illegal. Illegal. The parents of those kids that go to that school, it's a special school for special kids. Because they're special because they're human. They're special because they speak their mind, like me. They're special because they are the leaders of tomorrow. They're special because they've had a street life, a hard knock life. They know what it is to be on the bottom all the time and not on top. And they have 50-year-old women teaching these kids of hard knocks. They have ignorant teachers that don't even have psychology degrees. These kids, in order to teach them properly, you need to have psychology degrees. If you're a teacher, that's exactly what it means to teach. And if you're unable to teach, if you're unable to control a student's mental capacity communication, then you are inadequate and unable to be a teacher and should be fired. Now shut up and take a number, all you nitwit teachers out there, because there's plenty of you. We'll get to you. Number 9,952. So you were fired, huh? Why were you fired, teacher? Well, a kid spoke up in class, and he spoke out of turn. I threw him out of class. Well, you know something? If they speak out of turn in class, why don't you listen to them? You might learn something. The human brain has to stay active. Kids can't sit in a chair 7 hours a day where someone dictates and dictates and dictates without saying something meaningful like I do. You talk about dinosaur bones, you talk about Earth, society, you say nonsense. The curriculum is dead, I said, and thus your children are brain dead. Fed inadequately at school cafeterias, fed food that makes cancers grow, rather than the human spirit and human cell DNA, RNA, chromosome grow. It don't take no nutritional scientist to know that. Go look and see what the menu's about. Hot dogs, bologna sandwiches, peanut butter sandwiches. We ate that for dessert when I was a kid. Oh, I swear too much, yeah. You know, I gotta stop that, yeah. I swear I gotta stop that swearing stuff. Because it is obscene, and it's not nice, and forgive me if I say so. But why aren't you fucking listening? You just hear the fuck word, but you don't hear about the... Come on, let me get closer. Don't worry, I'm not gonna give you a disease. You don't hear the fact that there are video cameras. Psst, psst. Hello, wake up. Hey, wake up! There are video cameras in restrooms, boys and girls rooms, in a school in Plymouth. Yeah, Superintendent Hershey knows about it, yeah. Don't tell anybody. Let's break the spirit of children, young people that are trying to survive anyway, that have no mothers, no fathers. Parents die of AIDS, teenage mothers, teenage fathers. Kids with alcohol, drug, tobacco problems. Yeah, let's break their spirit even more. Let's put a fucking video camera in the bathroom. Let's videotape their shit. Let's videotape their vaginas and penises. Is that what you want, America? The one place where they have solitude and privacy, and you teachers, so-called, you Nazis, that's what you are, you're Nazis and fascists. What are you gonna do next? Give them frontal lobotomies? You're already drugging them frontal lobotomy-wise by using Ritalin, which is a hallucinogenic drug. But you know something, people, especially kids, you can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try. Try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. Albert Einstein used pure thought to formulate his theory of relativity. Albert Einstein said that all the books and libraries and all the teachings in the world does not compare to the human imagination, the thought process of the brain. If you keep thinking long enough about a subject, you'll come to a conclusion. It's when you stop thinking about things, you become a delusion. In the schools, they are secluding the children from thinking about the conclusions. They want to keep them in the dark. I hark, hark, hark. I am the eagle's talons, and I will not fail you if you watch City Lights, City Streets. This is not my opinion. City Lights, City Streets, we the people is my dominion. How many times do you have to tell children to shut up and go to the end of the line? Let them speak, for in their precious angelic words that they utter out of their sweet, golden, godly lips comes the answer to everything that has gone to shit. That's what the government likes you to think, you know. Oh, we're gonna get Bin Laden. Oh yeah, well, hey, you know, you bomb the country with daisy cutters, these bombs that destroy thousands and thousands of acres of people, lands, and cultures. Did you know that the Afghan culture is 4,000 years old? That it's a treasure trove of archaeological findings, but now it's all bombed to crap. We could have learned a lot about our history as the humankind, but they bombed it, carpet bombed it, with daisy cutters that destroy thousands and thousands of acres and miles of land. And you don't care, and you thought it was just sand. But you can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try. Try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. Rome was not built in a day. Persecution you must pay. Got your mind set on a dream. You can get it as hard as it seems. You can get it if you really want. You know, you can get video cameras out of the bathrooms of the public school system in Plymouth, Massachusetts if you really want. And you can get it if you really want, but you must call and call. Call the superintendent Hershey and tell him to get them those things out of there. It's illegal. If those cameras are not out of that schoolroom, in 3 days, I'm gonna file a federal lawsuit against them. And any person or kid can file a lawsuit. If a kid thinks he doesn't have the power to sue, well, you do, kids. You can be 9 years old, 10 years old. You go up to the courthouse, you talk to the judge, and you say, Judge, there are video cameras in my bathrooms at a public school in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and I want them the hell out of there. That's my right to be able to piss in private. Damn it. And what about seatbelts on school buses? Superintendent Hershey and the school committee have the jurisdiction and power to order laid law to get those seatbelts on school buses and Richard O'Keefe, but they don't do it. Why? I don't know. It's a no-brainer, right, Barbara? Barbara, you gonna bring me a sandwich on November 22nd? I'm going to be up here on Coles Hill, and I want all my fans to come out and see me. And I might have a peace pipe. They say, oh, the peace pipe. A couple of years ago, we were supposed to have a peace pipe ceremony. I don't want to mention the Indian chief's name, but you know who you are. And you promised that if I videotaped a particular subject matter for you, that you would come up to Coles Hill after Thanksgiving and smoke the peace pipe, and you didn't. You gave me some lame brain excuse, which is okay. That's all right. I had people from 5 different nations, 5 different cultures ready to smoke the peace pipe. I guess you call it nick-nick. That was the stuff, I think, that goes in the pipe. And you were going to smoke the peace pipe with me, but you said, no, we'll smoke the medicine pipe, which is a different thing, because the peace pipe is a very sacred thing. And you didn't. But I vow to say today that I'm going to go out and buy a pipe, a regular pipe, and I'm going to put my own ingredients in there, not tobacco, because tobacco isn't good for you. And I'm going to make my peace pipe, and I'm going to light it up at the day of mourning, and anybody that wants to smoke that peace pipe, you all come on down, and we'll smoke that peace pipe. Because the world has got to know, folks, that you care. They got to know. I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone, right, Arthur? Arthur's probably saying, yeah, Mark, right. I can't do it alone. If I have to do it alone, I will smoke the peace pipe alone. But I bet you that all races will smoke that peace pipe together in harmony and love and understanding and peace. And we need to do that from Timbuktu to Kalamazoo. That's the only way you're going to change anything, is to come out, speak your mind, and to tell the truth, and to understand that people's rights are being trampled upon, especially children, always especially children. You can whack an adult and go to jail, but if you whack a child, it's called corporal punishment. And you got the Bible to hide behind. You can't go hitting kids. There's answers, there's communication, there's words. Words are the most sacred and the most powerful thing in the world. That's why I'm here. Do you care? I dare you to come out on Coles Hill on November 22nd to smoke the peace pipe with me. Are you with me? Forget about the LEF words. The majority of the stuff I say is good. Can't you see that? Or are you still the boys in the hood who don't care about life? Who don't care about the strife that goes along with life? Who don't care about kids' rights? Kids' rights are out of sight to you? I'll be right back. Take a break. All right? Go get a sandwich. Get yourself a liverwurst sandwich. Get yourself some chicken wings. There's got to be some celery at least in your refrigerator. And you kids out there, hang tight and watch and meditate and think. Because that is where your might is, to think. You must think to get yourself out of the brink of insanity, because teachers that don't care, that's an insanity and a profanity, and that is what is obscene. And when there's no seat belts on school buses, that is obscene. To bust all those kids and not have seat belts, that's obscene. When are you going to learn about the power plant? When are you going to learn about potassium iodide? When the accident happens, it's too late then. You might as well forget about it. Dig a hole and put a grate over yourself. Are you going to wait until the children die in a bus crash? Mashed? Because you didn't want to use your power, Superintendent Hershey? And school committee, you have the power to do so. The State Highway and Traffic Department of Massachusetts has said it's up to you, it's up to local jurisdiction. Lexington has it, Framingham has it, why not Plymouth? Go get yourself something to eat. I'm sick and tired of talking to you assholes. I'll be right back. Hang in there. I'm with you.
Now, boys and girls, it's time for true cigar stories. And now, boys and girls, it's time for true cigar stories. Ooh.
You ready? True cigar stories, right, Barry? Thanks, Barry. You design any nice buildings lately? Architect Fred. Who gave me this cigar? Did you know I write all my shows with this pen right here? That's the magic pen. See that? That's the magic pen. Let's see what time it is.
It's 10:57 a.m.
Isn't this the nice pen? You know? True cigar stories. Mighty fine stogie. Mighty fine is that stogie. Mighty fine. Mighty fine. And what's the true cigar story today? Well, how about the true cigar story today is that once upon a time in Plymouth, Massachusetts, in the wonderful world of education, they put a video camera in a bathroom at a public school. There is a video camera in the bathrooms at a Plymouth public school, which is illegal. That's the real cigar story for today. Okay? Is it true? Yes, I believe it is true. They got a video camera. The principal of the school actually told me that. And his name is Jim Taggart. Hi, Jim. I'm supposed to speak at that school in front of the kids, but I don't think maybe I might not now. Yeah. He might catch wind of this. Yeah. But you know something? They need to catch wind of it. He's a good man, Jim Taggart. He's doing the best he can, but you don't put video cameras in the bathrooms. The only place that they have a respite from the despite of the teachers that teach them there, although there is one guy there, I think his name is Mr. Murray. He seems to be in a hurry to give those kids an excellent education. He is a nice man, and so is Mr. Applefield. Hello, Mr. Applefield. We need more apple fields. We need more seeds. Mr. Applefield, we need more apple fields, so we must. Our quest is to get teachers like Mr. Applefield and to dry him out, like when he dies. Dry his body out, his cadaverous body out, and let's get the seeds from Mr. Applefield and plant new orchards of teachers that are so good as Mr. Applefield. Because Mr. Applefield, you know there were video cameras in a public bathroom at a school in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Why didn't you speak up? You might not have known it was illegal, but it is. But we need to take Applefields seeds and plant them so that we do have orchards and orchards of great teachers who care. You may be old, it was said by Mr. Taggart, but you have ideas, ideas, ideas. And basically, your basic idea is to give the students the right of way. You yield to them. Today, you may be gray, but you are a teacher of today. Great, are you Applefield? Great, great, great. Don't be juiced by the administration. Get those video cameras out of the public school restrooms. It's illegal. Shut down for a minute. Hold on. Bye-bye. Wait a minute. You can look into my cranium now. Wait a minute. Look at my ear. Look at my ear. Maybe you can see my brain. Let's see, right now, you're reading my brain. These are my thoughts in my brain right now. Mark doesn't know this, but we are reading his brain right now. Let's see, I have to go to the store today, pick up 10 cans of cat food, 10 pounds of potassium iodide, because you never know when that fucker's going to blow. Let's see, we got to pick up a gas mask, because that protects you from a nuclear radiation accident as well. We got to pick up a nuclear radioactive suit, because if you to cover your skin, that's the best thing. Let's see what else I have to pick up on my menu list. Mark doesn't know this, but we're reading his brain right now. And let's see, oh, there's a good-looking girl right there. Woohoo! Boy, I like to, you know, tag her up. And we're reading Mark's brain right now, and nobody knows this yet. But we're reading his brain, and oh look, oh Mark's decided to go to sleep on us now. Oh, wait a minute, he's zoned out right now. Yeah, he's not thinking about anything right now. He's just relaxing and smoking a cigar, and that cigar is poisoning his brain, giving him cancer. Yeah, and he's gonna lose his vocal cords one day because there's no ingredients on packages of cigarettes, and the ingredients of everything that is ingested in the body is Federal Drug and Food Administration is a law. You have to have everything that's in your body, that anything that is ingested in your body must have a label on it, the ingredients. It's a law. It's a federal law. If you're eating rice, it has to tell you what's in it. If you're eating candy, it has to tell you what's in it. If you're eating spaghetti, it's gotta be written right on there. A can of soup, it has to have all the ingredients on there because of health concerns, and it's a federal law, and if you break it, you go to jail. But the tobacco companies don't do it. The tobacco companies are exempt. The tobacco companies are exempt. Why? Oh, it's because in Congress they have these highfalutin politicians that own stock in tobacco companies, and they say, well, we don't want to give away the secret ingredients. And those secret ingredients cause cancer, yeah, and kill you. But they don't want kids to know this, see? They want the kids to go out and smoke those cigarettes, yeah. And they advertise the kids, yeah. And the alcohol companies advertise the kids, yeah. And the alcohol commercials should be outlawed, just as tobacco advertising on TV is outlawed. But no, that's okay. They're very powerful, those alcohol companies, yeah. Hey, bud, be wiser. Don't drink. Don't smoke like Mark. Don't smoke like Mark, no. And we're adults, though. But kids, they need to know the ingredients of cigarettes, yeah, and stuff. And now back to the show. Mark, I think, is recovered, and he's relaxed, and he's okay now. There goes another bus without seatbelts. Yep. Nah, seatbelt. No seatbelts on school buses. Gosh, I wish they could have seatbelts on school buses like they have in Lexington, Massachusetts, and in Framingham, Massachusetts, where you can have it. All you parents have to do is care enough for your children to call up Superintendent Hershey, tell him to order that Laidlaw company to put seatbelts on school buses because it's their equipment. They signed a contract that said that they were going to bring your kids to school in a safe manner, and they're not living up to their expectations. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. We the people. Hi, it's me. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, not going away. Yeah. And you can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try. Try and try.
He'll succeed at last.
You can visit my unofficial website. A fan has set up an unofficial website. It's called www.geocities/Marcus Lourdes with a K, Marcus Lourdes. So that's www.geocities/Marcus Lourdes. That's with a K. And you can visit and say something, and I'll answer you on there. It's an unofficial website. And the website again is www.geocities/Marcus Lourdes. It's with a K. And we should be having the results of the water test, the analytical water treatment testing in Middleborough Bourne is testing it supposedly. We're going to have to call the company to see if the town of Plymouth has actually called them and they're not giving me some fake report. And I was talking to Larry Favor and I said the NRC has put out lies. And he said the federal government wouldn't lie, Mark. What do you mean the federal government wouldn't lie? They lied about Agent Orange. When Nixon broke into the Watergate hotel, they lied about that. When Nixon was bombing Vietnam tenfold, they lied about that. The tobacco companies have lied with the help of the federal government. The federal government knew this stuff. Come on, who are you shitting? Fucking people. You think you're stupid. They think you're stupid. But we're not stupid, and it's we the people, they the government, it's the hypocrisy of the democracy. We're the democracy, the government is the hypocrisy. It's kings and queens all over again, folks. It was never a democracy. The 12 Tribes of Plymouth are a religious group that have set up shop in Plymouth, Massachusetts. They own millions of dollars worth of property. They are exempt from federal and state taxes because they're a religious group. Why is it that we as Americans, I as a spiritual person as a religious group, why do I have to pay federal and state taxes when they are exempt? Because there's a bunch of them together? So you got to be a bunch of you together to believe the same thing in order to have federal and state taxes to be exempt? And we have the 12 Tribes of Plymouth here, and they own millions of dollars worth of property, and they don't pay taxes because they're considered a religious group. Well, I'm a religious person. Why can't I claim exempt taxes? Why is it that there's more than 50 of them, and they can claim exempt from state and federal taxes, but I can't? That's America? Did you all get hit in the head? It's the hypocrisy of the democracy. We the people are the democracy. They, the government, are the hypocrisy. Yeah, the federal government wouldn't lie. Nah, state government wouldn't lie. When there was a tuberculosis outbreak in a Kingston restaurant at the Kingston Mall, the state health department spokesperson told me that you had to be exposed to the tuberculosis for a prolonged period of time. The state health person of the state health department told me that you would have to be exposed to tuberculosis for a prolonged period of time. Roseanne Pollock was her name, and she's still there, I believe, unless someone fired her stupid ass. And as mayor, Lord Mayor of Plymouth, I'd make sure her stupid ass was fired. You can't mire the public's trust by telling them lies and ambiguous statements in the newspaper. They left the restaurant open when there were people that were infected with tuberculosis, which was a deadly contagious disease. And she said that you had to have prolonged contact in order to contract tuberculosis. I called the state health department doctor who was in charge of the epidemiology of such tuberculosis case, and he told me prolong. No, all you have to do is to be exposed for 8 hours, and then you can get tuberculosis for 8 hours. And then the public spokesperson for the Department of State Health, Roseanne Pollock, said it had to be prolonged. She said it could be days, it could be months. She said certainly not days, she said. And the health department, state health department doctor told me that to be exposed to only 8 hours you can get tuberculosis. Federal government doesn't lie to you, no, they just don't give you the information that you need to know. And they kept the restaurant open, and subsequently 3 other people were diagnosed with tuberculosis that worked there. The doctor told me that when a person sneezes that has tuberculosis, it stays in the air for hours. Hours is this fucking thing on. Oh, Larry Faber, oh, the government doesn't lie to you. No, the government doesn't lie to you. Agent Orange poisoned thousands of Vietnam veterans where their children were being born with malformities, 2 kidneys, 2 bladders, no bladder, no kidney. And for 25 years they denied medical treatment to the Vietnam vets. Now that when they're half all dead or committed suicide because of it, now they say, oh yeah, Agent Orange was bad. Yeah, we knew that then, yeah, we knew it, yeah. But hey, well, that was then, you know, hey, wait, we knew it then, but what the fuck? Vietnam soldiers, we don't care about them. Just like they don't care about the soldiers in Afghanistan. Just like they don't care about the American soldiers in Iraq. Because in the newspaper there was a veteran who fought in the Iraqi war who has Iraqi syndrome, which is tiredness for months on end, extreme headaches, and it's a known fact that there is some sort of Iraqi syndrome going on. And he went to the military doctors because the doctors were trying to help him now. And he went to the military doctors and he said, I need to have all the records of all the vaccines and injections, hypodermic injections I was given during the Iraqi war, which was, I guess, total 20 or 25 injections of different substances into his body. And they said, oh, we have no such record, period, case closed. So if he had those records, then the doctors could diagnose what was wrong with him and help him. Now, he gave advice to anybody that's in Afghanistan or any war, any future veterans, and he said this veteran of the Iraqi war with the Iraqi syndrome said anytime that any doctor during the military time injects you with something, get a written notice exactly what it is, or you'll be in the same position as him, having some strange illness and the doctors can't help him because they don't know what's in him. That's an American soldier. That's an American hero. He spoke up in the newspaper and said that. He's an American hero. No more Americans will say, shut up. We'll take this shit, shut up, take a number and go to the end of the line. Isn't it time we the people spoke? You gotta speak up. I talked to Jim Talbot of the experimental school down here for troubled kids, and he says that he had all sorts of ideas about how to protect the school and how to do it better and stuff. I said, you willing to say that on camera? And he said, no. I said, then I finally talked to him and he said, well, yeah, maybe I would. Well, you know he ain't gonna. Coward is the word, coward. And that soldier that spoke up about bad injections and not getting documentation, hero. True American hero. All right, time to shoot Massasoit. Well, not shoot him. They already decapitated him. This is cool. Wait until you see this. Oh, you didn't see the genocide plaque yet? Should we show the genocide plaque? Let's show Massasoit's shoulder cover first. This is awesome. Today is November 16th, 2001. There's Massasoit. Give us the strength, Massasoit. Give me the strength to carry on, Massasoit. Oh, sacred warrior. Oh, great sachem. And I want to see, I'll show you his headdress that some Indian or someone must have put on here. Isn't that cool? See that? Someone put this headdress on here? Isn't that cool? Huh? Yeah, one day there'll be a statue like that of me. Yeah, there he is right there. And this is peace pipe, and we're gonna have a peace pipe, right? I told you we're gonna have a peace pipe. It might not look like that, but we are gonna have a peace pipe on Coles Hill. You come on down and smoke it with me. On the 22nd of November, that's Thanksgiving. So don't eat turkey that day. Come on, cut it out. And let me show you something. See this building right behind? Right in between the legs of Massasoit, sacred Massasoit. There's a building, see, behind him, that's all dilapidated. See this building? Why is this building allowed in this dilapidated state? If this was Governor Bradford up here, that building wouldn't be there. That building wouldn't be there if this was Governor Bradford's statue. Why is that building allowed to exist the way it is like that? If this was Governor Bradford's statue, that building wouldn't be dilapidated, now would it? And this is Mark, and this is City Lights. City Streets. You all come down on Coles Hill now. On November 22nd. Right? And speak your mind and smoke the peace pipe. Well, I gotta go now. Let me go back here. Oh, we'll shoot this, okay? You all can read this now, in case you don't come up here. Let's see whether we can get this going here. I don't know if you can read that, but I'm gonna read it to you. Hold on. All right, here we go. National Day of Mourning plaque. Since 1970, Native Americans have gathered at noon on Coles Hill in Plymouth to commemorate a National Day of Mourning on the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. Many Native Americans do not celebrate the arrival of the Pilgrims and other European settlers. To them, Thanksgiving Day is a reminder of the genocide of the millions of their people, the theft of their lands, and the relentless assault on their culture. Participants in National Day of Mourning honor Native ancestors and the struggles of Native peoples to survive today. It is a day of remembrance and spiritual connection, as well as a protest of the racism and oppression which Native Americans continue to experience. Erected by the town of Plymouth on behalf of the United American Indians of New England. It was erected because, not because of the town of Plymouth wanted it, it was erected because the Indians demanded it to occur, and rightly so. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. We the people don't take any shit from people, especially kids. Get the video cameras out of the public school. Get the video cameras out of the public school on 609 State Road. Special school. Get the cameras out of the bathrooms. What were you thinking? You need to put the cameras in the classrooms so that you can see how the teachers abuse the kids and see the reality, the truth of the matter, rather than just say, oh, she said, he said, she said, he said. Find out the truth. Take the video cameras out of the public bathroom at the educational school in Plymouth, Massachusetts, 609 State Road, Jim Taggart, and put them in the classrooms where they belong so that you can see the teachers' abuses of the students. And cut the shit no longer, kids. stand up for your rights. If you cut your finger, man, go to the bathroom, wash it up, put a Band-Aid. Fight authority when it comes to your health and safety and mental health and safety. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights, City Streets. We the people. Tonight, 10 o'clock. Can you believe they got a video camera in a public school restroom? Illegal. And this is Mark, and this is City Lights. City fucking streets.
And you can get it if you really want, but you must try and try. You know something? You'll fucking succeed at last.